Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are back on Forza Horizon 4 and today we've got quite a lot of opportunities to win some cars this week. Through the festival playlist we have got the Maserati MC12 Corsa to complete 50% of the festival playlist to win that. You need to do a online co-op event to win the Mini JWC 12. Now that is a wheelspin exclusive vehicle, so if you want that then either try and win it through wheel spins, wait until it comes up in the Forzathon shop, or try and do that event there. Next car you could win is the Fairlady Z, or the 300ZX, to me. That was actually alright, that was quite easy to do. And then to win the 1969 Ford Mustang 302 Boss, you need to do that dirt race there. So that's the cars you can win through the festival playlist, which is quite an extensive amount compared to its usual amount. Now, if we jump to the Forzathon shop, what vehicles do we have? So, we have the 1966 Ford GT40 Mark II Le Mans. Now, I've actually seen that actual car for real, and it's definitely a good-looking car. That is worth 10 million credits in this game, so if you don't have one of them, that's probably the easiest way to get this car. The other thing is the 2009 Lotus 211. That's a really nice car. I like them. They're pretty cool. Quite a rare car in this game, apparently, to turn 10. They said it's quite a rare car. People don't often have that, so I don't think it's a wheel spin exclusive or anything, so you can either buy it from the auto show or the auction or something, or do it through this, but I recommend doing it through the auction house, unless they're really rare. They might be quite hard to find on the auction house, considering they are rare cars. But yeah, you can spend 625 Forzathon points to get it. I say it's a pretty good car, but I wouldn't say it's worth 625 Forzathon points, though. So there are the new cars of this week. So unfortunately, I've only got one new car, which is the Maserati. Now, this is an awesome car, the Maserati. Now, I'm not particularly hopeful on the engine sound for a couple of reasons. One, the MC12 in this game sounds shite, and I've already driven this car on the Rivals challenge that we had last week, actually, throughout this festival playlist, and it didn't sound very good. So, yeah, hopes aren't very high. I don't know what it is about this game, but this car sounds are horrendous. They're absolutely horrendous. Like, I've been playing Drive Club and Project Cars 2 recently. I haven't been playing this game at all. Last time I played it was a couple of days ago, and I got too annoyed with the car sounds and I quit the game. But last time I've actually properly played this game has been at least, well, it's been at least a month since I've been like going in, playing around with some cars, having a bit of fun, instead of just doing the Forzathons and the festival playlist. So it's been quite a while. It's just because the car sounds are terrible. In the meantime, though, I've been playing games like Project Cars 2 and Drive Club, and the car sounds in those two games are fantastic. Drive Club, the graphics on that game are amazing. They're even better than this game. If you think this game's got good graphics, play Drive Club if you can, because it's a PlayStation exclusive, unfortunately. But Drive Club, the graphics are immense, absolutely amazing. Project Cars 2, the graphics aren't that good at all. They're like a revamped PlayStation 3 game, which is a bit unfortunate. But the engine sounds in that game are fantastic. Again, the Jaguar F-Type SVR in that sounds fantastic. The best way I can describe it is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But I enjoy games that you can actually enjoy the car sounds. Like nowadays, cars are becoming more electric, and we're getting less and less petrol cars and nice engine sounds. So really, we need to capture these good engine sounds while we can before it all goes downhill and we can't ever drive these things again. But Forza, I'm sorry, but you're ruining it. I did mention this last week, but in their live stream, they gave some kind of sob story and some kind of proof to say that why these cars are accurate, car sounds are accurate, but that's total BS. Total BS. Like, we're looking at an example here, the Maserati Gran Turismo S. Now, I've heard one of these for real. I've seen loads. Ones drove past me before. I know what they sound like for real. I've seen YouTube videos as well, these things, and it's actually one of my favourite cars. And, of course, if it's one of my favourite cars, I'm going to know how it sounds. It sounded actually quite decent in Horizon 3. Really decent. It was an enjoyable car sound. But in this, it sounds like a Ferrari California. Weird. It doesn't sound anywhere near a Ferrari California. And again, I've heard a Ferrari California, and it doesn't sound like that. The Ferrari California and the Maserati are completely separate noises. Although, they do actually have the same engine. They are effectively the same engine, but I don't know what it is that Maserati have done to that engine, but they've changed something with the cams, and they've done other bits and pieces internally, which has caused the engine sound to sound completely different. And it's beautiful. It's one of the best sounding cars in the world. And it sounds horrible in this game, and I'm just sorry, but there's barely any cars in this game I actually want to drive, because they sound like, yeah, let's drive this car because it sounds really good. Nope. It just don't happen. The other day, as I said, when I came on the other day and I got too annoyed with the car sounds, I just watched an episode of Top Gear, and they'd been driving around a Ferrari 599 GTO, and I thought, oh, that's in Forza. Perhaps I'll give it a drive. Why not? Gave it a drive, and straight away I got disappointed because it sounded like a revamped Aston Martin noise, some other random noise as well. So I think, really? Like, and I just can't even be bothered to play the game. Well, there's a rant over that car sounds, but let's just have a look at the Maserati anyway. I've gibbered on for ages already. But yeah, that had to be said. I just don't play this game anymore because I feel like I'm getting rid of the game because it just sounds terrible. And I have no hope that this car sounds anywhere good. So let's have a little look around this thing. So the only things that open up are the doors. I think you should be able to open the back, surely. Yeah, but you've got to do it this way. Ooh, can I look in? Can I look inside there? Yes. Yeah. This camera angle is really weird. Get in. There we are. So there is the Ferrari Enzo engine that's been completely tuned. Now it should sound relatively similar to a Ferrari Enzo, but then because this is the Corsa version, it's pretty much race spec, but for the road. I'm not quite sure actually this is a road going vehicle. That I'm not quite sure about. But it is race spec, so it should sound quite meaty and quite high revving V12, with a hint of the Ferrari Enzo in there. But I doubt it's going to sound like that, judging by the sound it made when I drove it. But I'm hoping that it was tuned up when I drove it. So yeah. So there's the massive engine. I think it's a 6-litre V12. Beautiful engine. That was pretty weird. Let's have a look at the interior as the next step, I think. Now, this is a Maserati MC12 interior with a new centre console and a very unusual looking steering wheel. Yeah, so that's just not really much to say here, apart from it's all been completely stripped out. Got this carbon fibre centre console with all the emergency buttons and the battery ignitions and all that sort of thing. Now, one good thing I have noticed, though, is that it's not this weird grey interior. That is quite black, which is good, because that's how it should be. As I mentioned previously, I think it was the Vauxhall Corsa video, for some reason they seem to jazz up the interiors and make it like a grey colour, which isn't realistic, because they're not actually grey, they're actually black. So yeah, but luckily this car seems alright, hasn't suffered from that. Well, just have a look at customization and give it a drive. I think it's the next step. I don't think there's going to be any major visual customization because it's pretty beefy as it is, and there's no visual customization at all. So then, let's just have a look at the colours. I think maybe the next thing, but I don't think you'd be able to change the colours. I'd be surprised if you could. Yeah, no colour changing, but that's a nice colour anyway. I like the colour, so I'm happy with that. Right, let's give this thing a drive. Well, there's the engine sound. Absolutely frickin' terrible. Frickin' terrible, that is. Why does it sound like an F12? Like, they've found this F12 noise. They've actually recorded an F12, I'm sure. And they've gone, oh yes, that's an amazing sound, which it is. And then, oh, it's going to stick on every single V12 car there is. Why? In fact, it actually does sound good there. When you let go of the accelerator, it does sound good. But it's not realistic enough. In fact, this car actually does have the same engine as an F12. The engine that first originated in the Ferrari Enzo and then was used ever since. It's been used in the F12, it's been used in all different kinds of Ferraris. But, I mean, come on. Why does this not sound like some kind of race car? As it is some kind of race car. It's got hints of race car, but it's not correct. If it sounded like how a Ferrari Enzo would sound, I think I wouldn't be so disappointed. I still would be like, well, it doesn't sound like it hasn't got a screamy enough V12 and all that sort of thing. But the F12 is even worse. I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't I can't drive this car, not anymore. So that's yet another car ruined. Remember the 599XX video if you were there for that. I did exactly the same thing. I said, I don't care if this thing's the fastest thing in the game. I ain't driving it. It sounds crap. I'm actually surprised I still have this game. I'm surprised I haven't got rid of it, because I'm getting a bit sick of this now. I really am. I'm getting really tired of having really bad car sounds all the time. Now, if this was maybe the Crew, I wouldn't be so bothered, because my perception of Forza is amazing graphics, amazing car list, and amazing car sounds. Horizon 3 was the first Forza I ever played, and that game sounded great. I had so many great memories with that game, and so much enjoyment from that game, just by the car sounds alone. Like, all the Jags, they sounded good. The Maseratis sounded good. The Ferrari Enzo was actually one of the first games that actually got the sound correct. And I mean, come on! What have you done, Forza? You've just completely screwed up this game. Now, true, this game does have great graphics, although they're a little bit oversaturated for my taste. And the car list is fantastic. There's so many really cool cars. Although we have lost Toyota and Lexus, which has caused the magic to go away a little bit. But that's not really Turn 10's fault, so I can't really put that against it. But the car list itself is really good. The graphics, I think, are really good, but as I said, the saturation's a bit too high. Compared to Drive Club, the graphics are a little bit oversaturated, a little bit unrealistic, but they're still good. The car sounds, on the other hand, if this was Horizon 3 and they used the Horizon 3's noises, I wouldn't be complaining. I'd be pretty happy. But they've used these weird noises, they're rubbish, and I just can't play this game anymore. I just can't. Every time I drive a new car, I get disappointed. I remember last week we had the Mini JWC convertible. I said, well, this thing sounds too meaty. It doesn't sound like a Mini, it sounds like the Mercedes A45. And in fact, the A45 AMG noise is pretty accurate. And then they just think, oh, that's a cool noise, we'll stick it on everything else. No, that's not right. So that's why that was wrong. Then the 599XX, that sounded like some kind of hybrid Aston Martin, weird sounding V12 kind of thing. It sounded completely weird. So that I couldn't drive. And that was another ruined car. Then there's the Mercedes X-Class. That thing was ruined because it had too many turbo backflutters. Meant for a little pickup truck. It shouldn't have that. And then the Mercedes C63 AMG 4-door. Is it 63 or Mercedes AMG GT 4-door? That was ruined because it sounded like the Audi RS7. So the list just continues. All these car sounds are being ruined. All these beautiful cars that I would love to drive, I can't drive because I just can't stand listening to that horrible noise that these cars make. And Forza are defending themselves, saying, oh, but we actually recorded these cars and this is how they sound. No, you didn't. You haven't recorded this, have you? You just got an F12 and modified that noise. I'm sorry if I'm ranting at you. I shouldn't be ranting at you. I should be ranting at Forza. But I need to put this point across, so hopefully people will agree with me, and hopefully we can sort of create a strength in numbers, and hopefully they'll solve it. But with their little sob story they gave the other day, makes me believe that they're not going to change the car sounds, because in their belief, they believe their car sounds are accurate enough. Well, actually, they're not anywhere near accurate enough. So what I'm going to do now is that this could be my last Forza Horizon 4 video, because I just think I'm going to get rid of this game. I've had enough. I've had enough. I just don't know. It just seems really, really annoying, the fact that I can't drive anything in this game. So then, what's the point of the game? If I can't drive anything in a driving game, then what's the point of having the game? Like, you know, I might as well play Horizon 3. We drive the same cars with like 20 times better car sounds. So, what to do? Yeah. I'm getting a bit fed up. That's all. But my next step is I'm going to go onto the Forza support because I remember seeing something saying give feedback, and I might actually provide a massive essay about this game, saying what things I like, what things I don't like, and hopefully that may help improve the quality of this game. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching this video today. I do apologise, I've kind of ranted in your face a little bit here, but it just had to come out. I've had enough of this now. It's beginning to get on my nerves quite drastically. So yeah, hopefully I might make another video if I have managed to keep this game. I'll probably make another video next week. It'll be something. I don't know what else I don't know what cars we've got. I'm paying no attention to this game at all. I don't even know what cars we've got next week. But yeah, I'll do that. And yeah, I'll go off to play Drive Club now. Bye.